this is where it gets really creepy. Hey guys, long time no see. Oh my god, there is so many updates that I need to share with you guys. I feel like YouTube is the only place where I share like actual details of my life. Let's get all cozy. I am really cozy. I just got home from dinner. There's a lot of updates, you guys, but I'm gonna make different videos for like different things. Today I wanted to tell you guys what happens in the train, and it's actually really bad. It all started when I was going back home. So if you guys don't know, I live like 3 or 2 hours away from where I am now. I am taking the train to come back here after my exhausting week over there, because every time I go I see the most friends I can. I have a big circle over there. I try to, you know, see everyone when I'm there because I'm rarely there. Also, I was exhausted, so I just wanted the train ride to be like quiet, get home, unpack, shower, go to bed. You know, I was so tired. So I'm on the train. Mind you, this is important. I had a 26, this is 24. I had a 26-inch bust down wig. It was actually a wig, but it was like extensions, but there's so much hair that it's like basically a wig. I was that girl on the train. Like, I had my blonde beachy waves. Oh my god, I looked so good. My hair was snatched. I think I had just went to dinner with a friend before I left, so I was already more blonde than this right now. Probably like my front pieces over here, everywhere, so much hair. So I'm just sitting on the train looking really cute, you know, like tired but cute, almost closing my eyes, and we stop somewhere. You know how when you take the train you stop some places and then people get in, people get off. This guy comes in, older man, you know, 13 Reasons Why, the dad, curly gray hair, oldish but not old. The people are coming in, and you know I love to people watch, so I'm just like looking at the people that are walking by, and then he walks by and he looks at me and he's staring at me, and I'm like, okay sir, like your minimum of 5 seconds unpaid staring at me are over. He sits behind me, like literally behind me. I don't think anything of it. I'm just, you know, still relaxing. Now, this is where it's starting. I feel a tap behind my shoulder. I'm like, oh, my bracelet just undid itself. In between the 2 train seats, there's like obviously like a crack. He put his hands, so I turn around and I'm like, hello. And he's like, I love your hair. I love it. And I was like, oh, thank you. Valid representation, okay? So you guys are tapping me behind the shoulder. Hi, I love your hair. Thank you. This is not over. As soon as I turn around, another tap on my shoulder. Turn back around. Yes, you know, like spill it. He goes, I feel like I've seen you before. I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, I've definitely seen you before. You're a gorgeous young lady. I'm like, you know, trying to take it with a grain of salt. I was flattered. I'm like, thank you. Again, thank you. It's not over. Guys, it's not even over. This is the beginning, okay? Turn around. Again. Again. At this point, I am so over it. You guys, even the first one, I couldn't. I was like, it's enough. The third time, taps me. I turn around. Not his face in the crack. This is sounding like it's about to be worse than it is, but it was his phone. And what was on his phone? A message on the notes for me that said, 800 an hour, question mark. I I wasn't insulted because I have friends that, you know, are in that line of work. I personally I don't do that. I know what the standards of that look like. I was like, of course, I look young, I'm very pretty, I have long, thick, blonde, bleached hair to the root done. I look very high maintenance, so it's easy to assume something like that. So I wasn't upset, but I was kind of like, you will have to gag. 800. Are you being for real? As soon as I read it, I'm like, I don't do that. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't do that. Turn around. Tapped around my shoulder. Again. So I turned back around. Same phone. Same position. Different text. What did the text say? It said, 1,200 question mark. I go, I don't do that. I turn around. And at this point, people around us, people were aware that he was tapping in my shoulder. Like, this was not a discreet thing. Yeah, he was doing it in between the little, like, crack of the chairs, but he was not being discreet. And it was pissing me off because I was also so tired. I just wanted to rest, and I had to, like, waste my energy saying no thank you. As I said, I say I don't do that. I turn around. And then people kind of heard what I had just said, that I don't do that. So I'm guessing that some of them were understanding. And I remember there was a guy, an older man, beside me, on the row beside me, because I didn't have someone beside me. And then on the seats beside me, after like the hallway of the train, there was an older man, and he was literally noticing every single time when I would turn, I would spot him looking. So I knew he knew what was going on a little bit. So I was like this close to looking at him and be like, help! At this point, I had pulled out my AirPods, put them in very aggressively, so he knew I was putting those shits in my ear. Then, again, this is real. Taps on my shoulder again. Okay, this is what I did. Okay, imagine tapping on my shoulder again for the 4th time. Okay, he goes like this. I go. That's all I did. I looked at him, and he could tell that I was pissed and I was over it. This is the tricky part of like the explanation, because this is what I saw, but I have to explain you guys how I saw it. So on the train that I was at, it was a newer train. So where the luggages are up from you, kind of like in a plane, but this was just like a shelf, kind of like a shelf that's like a little bit slanted like this. And it was made of glass. So if I looked up, I could see him from the reflection of the glass. Okay, are you following? Just looking. Because he was, I don't know, he was scared. He's starting to scare me. I was like, if you lift your hand one more time to tap me on the shoulder, there will be an issue. I will get out of my coma, stand up, go see someone, and get your fucking ass up, because you're getting kicked out of the train. He's looking on a certain site. I'm seeing what's on his phone. He's literally scrolling, and you can see profiles of girls. And I don't know if he was in a category or something, but they were all blondes. So I'm guessing he was looking for me, but babe, you're not gonna find anything in there. I see that, and I'm just like, that's funny. An hour goes by, we are arrived. I'm almost home, so when I go to the train station, then I have to Uber home, right? So the travel's not done. So I was still over it. And mind you, this is a little bit of foreshadowing. I'm telling you guys this story. This happened like months ago. I'm telling you guys this story because something recently happened involving this man. So it's not done. Even after that day. So the train stops. I immediately get up. I go to reach my luggage. And he literally not only pushes me, but like jumps to take my luggage and put it down for me. I was like, this man don't know how to take a glue, but thank you. Thank you. It was very heavy. So I take my carry-on. I start wheeling it. Oh, and I did say thank you. I believe I said thanks. But I didn't say thanks. I said thanks. Grab my carry-on. Wheel it from the front of the train. He's kind of like following me very, very close from behind. He's always like really so close that he could step on the back of my shoe. Like he was that close. We go to the escalators. And then I just hear some stomping behind me of someone like going up the stairs really fast. And it's escalators. Like, you know, there's no stress. They're going up, babe. You don't need to hurry up. So I'm like, ugh, who's being dramatic? So I turn around. It's him. And he's like, and I'm like, oh God, here we go again. He gets to the step under me. At this point, I was like the man in the relationship because I'm like very tall. I'm 5'10", and he was probably like 5'8", and he was on the lower step. So I was probably looking at him like this. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck do you want? And he goes, I didn't say that. That was my head. Oh, I'll do 2K. I'll do 3K. Are we still doing this? Like, what the hell? I didn't know what to say. I just said, hey, I have a boyfriend and I don't do that. And at this point, I was so desperate that this man leaves me alone that I was like saying anything. I was like, I have a boyfriend. I don't do this. I will not do this. Like, he keeps going. He starts raising up the price. He's like, it'll be quick. I'm in town for a little while. He's like, what area do you live at? I literally turn around, start ignoring him. And he's tapping in my back like this. Like, this man was on one. This man was craving the Adee candy. He's like tapping my shoulder. And I'm like ignoring him. I'm not even like turning around. And he comes like so close to me where he was like, I could smell his breath. I didn't smell it, but I could have probably smelled it. And he goes, what are you doing later? I take my phone and I record. Like, I voice recorded this whole thing starting from now. I turn around and I'm like, hey, I will not do this. I don't do that. Please leave me alone. He is still in my face. He's still behind me. He's still so close to me. And he's like, he's gagging. He's like, he's trying to get me to go out to dinner with him. Like, oh my God, I'll pay you whatever you want. I know some of you right now are probably like, well, girl, if it kind of is sounding like he was like rich, you should probably talk to him. But girl, I know what a rich looks like, and trust me, he was not rich. He was just very desperate. Yes, I have gotten harassed. I have gotten like obsessed over in public and like a little harassed, but this was like to a certain extent where I was actually starting to feel very uncomfortable. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I start like calling my friends, and then my friend picks up and I'm like, girl, and I literally take my phone and put it in his face. Look at this man. He's literally harassing me right now. And then he's like, oh my God, is that your friend? He's like, oh my God, she's beautiful. He's like, oh my God, let's do it, both of you. Oh yeah, and at this point I had walked, like the stairs were over. He followed me all the way to the street where I was waiting for my Uber, and this was where we were at. I was waiting for my Uber and he just was keeping going, and my friend was on the phone. And I said, if you don't stop talking to me right now, I'm gonna hang up on my friend and I'm gonna call the police. And he left. You guys are probably thinking, oh, thank God, like he left. Well, until a week ago. This is where it gets really creepy. When I tell you, I have goosebumps right now, and when I tell you I just moved into my new place. And when I tell you I've had stalkers before, you know, I get really pretty, my friends come and pick me up, we go to dinner. I'm on my way back home in the Uber. I get on my Uber. I am walking to my lobby, and then I hear my name. I hear my name. I hear my name a lot. But when I heard my name in that moment, I knew that something was like I knew that something was wrong. Like, you know when you're like, you have a feeling that you're not safe or that you're gonna be uncomfortable and that you need, it's like the hairs on your body are like rising. And then I see him. Yep. I gagged. I really gagged. And I have security, 24-hour security in my building. I was like at the door about to go into the little section where you like press your key and then you go in and then you have security. I was like outside still. So I felt like I had to hurry up to go in, but then also I didn't want him to know that that's where I lived. But then also I was like, how is this bitch here? And how does this bitch know my name? There's a lot of stuff unresolved, like still, because this was like probably like a week ago. I'm still gagging. But anyways, so I hear my name, I turn around, I'm like, who is this? I see the sir, and I gag. I was like, oh my god, what do I do? I didn't want to go in because I was like, ugh, I don't want him to know that that's where I live. But then he knows where I live because why is he here? And then he's like, I found you on social media a couple days ago. He was like, you just stumbled across my For You page. I was like, how does this man even know about a For You page? That's making him even scarier because what do you mean you're like almost hitting 60 and you know what an FYP is? He looks like the dad in 13 Reasons Why. That's the only reason I remembered him, because he like has a weirdly similar face. Acting like I don't know him, and I'm like, do I know you? And then he's like, yeah, we met on the train. We talked. I was like, no, we didn't. But I was like, oh, we did? And then, oh yeah, also, I know a lot of people in my building. So I was like hoping to God that someone would like walk by. But it was pretty late, which also made it even scarier. I'm just like, I don't remember you. Sorry. And I'm like turning around, going in the little section, putting my key, opening the door. I was like, babe, he's already here. He knows where I live. Like, let's just embrace it. Hashtag embrace. So I go in, I tell my security guard what's going on. I tell him the tea. I love him. Like, I have a few, and honestly, they're all really amazing. So I'm like telling him the tea, and I'm like, yeah, like I had stalkers before. Like, they already knew I've talked to them about it. And I was like, but this guy, and I looked in the window and he was gone. He left. This was like the ending. I am terrified. I don't know how I don't know. Also, I really want like to tell people, that way I feel safer. So it's kind of like a really good motivation to come back to YouTube. Hi. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be coming back to YouTube. I know I've been gone for a while. There was just a lot of stuff going on, moving, work. Your girl is busy, but I will start making time for YouTube more. I'm posting on shorts every day, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, which will be hopefully in like a week. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.